Check, 1, 2, baby, let's go, man. Tuesday night, we got Mr. Don Pachino.
Yeah, I'm in the building.
Yes, heard? Sir, what's the deal, homie? First of all, I'd like to thank you, man, very much for stopping through, man.
No problem.
So, Mr. Don P, talk to me, sir. How are you, man? Let me start at the first question, man. I definitely wanted to ask you, so what's the story behind Mr. Don Pachino? Let's start at the beginning. I know you were born in Manhattan, and then you moved to Shaolin. How old were you? And when you moved to Shaolin?
I was about 6 years old when I moved over to Staten Island. You know, from there, you know, me and Riz's little brother became best friends. He lived across the street from me, and you know, he's watching his older brother, you know, getting involved with the music and doing his thing. You know what I mean? Old Dirty would come over the house with RZA and Jizza, you know, that's their cousins or whatever. Right. I just see them doing their thing, and then they dropped it earlier. I don't know if you're up on it, but when they had the Tommy Boy release, Words of the Genius, and they had Oh We Love You Rakim, that was RZA's first thing. Right. And they was just doing that back then, so we just kind of like inspired by that and started doing our own thing. Me and Ninth Prince, you know, from Kill Army, and we kind of like started working on the music from there, you know?
That's what it is.
So do you feel like your move to Shaolin, like that's really when your love for music took flight, or would you say it was before that? Because I know your pops was in the biz as well, so. Yeah,
well see, my pops was in the biz, but I found that out later on. I didn't meet my father until I was 13 years old.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So that's how that, and then I just figured out, and he told me he was doing the doo-wops with the Lymans, and he was with Louis Lyman, which is Frankie Lyman's brother from the Teenagers.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Why the Fools Fall in Love,
yeah. So it was kind of like they were the killer army of the Lyman, you know. So it was like, it was all kinds of things that started coming together like that, you know.
Right.
Oh, it makes sense here.
Yeah.
So, you know, for like you said earlier, for those that don't know, you and Ninth Prince, you know, I found the Killer Army. So I was just curious about, you know, what was your whole concept? Where did that whole idea came before that? Because, you know, that's pretty much, you know, I know everybody that I know that knows your name, knows you from Killer Army as of right now, and, you know, that obviously was a big starting point for you. So how did y'all come together to form that? Like, I know y'all was best friends and things of that nature, but, you know, where'd that whole concept come from?
Well, we was always into, you know, when you're young, you know, dudes, I mean, I don't know, for most dudes, you playing, like, cops and robbers and you guns and slinging, and we was always involved with, like, guns and crazy stuff like that, you know what I mean? So running around rocking the camo. And we just, you know, Ninth Prince got it off of a karate flick, because, you know, Wu's known for watching a lot of kung fu flicks.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's right.
One of the kung fu flicks had Killer Army.
Take it back in the 80s, you boy.
So we was like, wow, that's, that's a nice little name for us, you know, how we coming, because it was a couple of us. You already had WU-TANG, it was 9 members. We came out, we had like 6 members. So we was like, we got an army of our own. So then we came with the Killer Army thing, and that's how that happened.
Okay.
So then let me ask you, you actually created your own label, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Napalm Recordings, and that's, if I'm not mistaken, that started in 2002, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
And so when did you decide you wanted to actually establish your own label?
Well, that was after the last Killer Army album, which was in 2001, that we dropped on Loud Records. That was when they was at the demise. Loud Records was going down, you know what I mean, and all of that, whatever. So yeah, I decided, like, I just started seeing, I didn't like the way the last album was getting treated on Loud.
Right.
And I started seeing things just going crazy, and then the group was starting, you know, based off of that, we had tension in the group and everything like that. Well, we didn't really have a lot of tension towards each other, but it was just, you know, everybody's feeling a certain way, and this,
about labels,
so
management,
so I was like, you know what, I'm thinking ahead. I'm like, yo, I gotta establish myself as a solo artist right now, so just in case cats decide they want to do whatever they want to do, I got something I can fall back on. I'm gonna start creating my own buzz.
Right, for sure.
And that's what I started doing. I put out my first joint in 2002, Terror Is Him, you know, on my own label, and, you know, I sold about 20,000 copies, riding off the success of the Killer Army album.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And from there, it was like, I just, you know, kept dropping projects, keeping myself alive, establishing myself, you know, galvanizing my own fan base and whatever.
Okay, so how do you classify your style, your brand and your music, actually?
Militant. It's a militant way of life for me, you know what I mean? Everything's militant, you know?
Got you.
Nice.
That's how it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Good way of describing that. So I know you did some acting in the past. You did some stuff on Comedy Central. You did CSI New York, things of that nature. So is that something that you know, would like to continue to pursue alongside with your music? Or perhaps would you, you know, maybe like to go into other things, you know, maybe producing your own little movie, maybe getting up with... Oh, you're doing that? Okay, so tell us
it's
about
funny
that.
you asked about that. I got a movie coming out. Actually, it's a documentary coming out, you know, on my label. actually is a branch off my label, Napalm Films. Is the film side of things coming out, and
So you have the label and a film.
I got the film company. Yeah,
Very nice.
Yeah,
Get
it's
real
money,
big,
money,
homie.
get
Yo,
money,
it's
money.
huge.
Enough respect.
It's huge. It's called Hip Hop Is the Definition. It's gonna be coming out like the summer of next year on Napalm Films, and it's a documentary of what hip hop is. I got big players in the game. I got Russell Simmons, interviews with Russell, Nas, T.I. Who I got, man? I got Kool Herc. I got KRS-One. I got Floyd Mayweather on there talking about hip hop.
Really?
I got
Okay.
Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick. I mean, Awesome too. I got like from the old school cats to the new school cats on there.
Just the main
That's
figures
tight.
now in
Major-
the game.
major
Yeah,
Make
ballers
sure
on
you go
there.
out there and support that.
It's crazy, man. You know what I mean? So it's real. That's gonna be really big for hip hop. It's like a beef, but without the beef. You know what I mean? It's that kind of a production. I got all the major players on it, and that's coming out. That's gonna be my first release on Napalm Films. It's gonna be
Okay.
huge.
Oh man, enough respect to you, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's
That's
what's up.
definitely what's up. So let's do a little bit of the fun stuff, I guess. Favorite album growing up? Come on, even if you got the face, you gotta have at least one or two. Illmatic?
Okay.
Illmatic.
Ah,
All right. Shout outs to
very
Queens. That's what's up.
nice. Yes. And basically, you know, now that you say you have Napalm Films, you know, you did the Killer Army thing, so you first started that, then it went to your own record label, now you got your film stuff. What motivates you?
What motivates me? I mean, you know what motivates me now is the business end of things. Like I like seeing like cats like Jay-Z turn into a businessman and working and, you know, becoming a mogul and just going to venturing out into different things, clothing, you know, everything, you know, liquor. I like that's what inspires me and that's what motivates me to do, because I'm trying to be innovative with this whole hip hop thing. You know, I'm trying to think of now what should I come with that's going to be something completely different from what all these dudes did. And it's kind of hard, but it keeps you on your toe. It keeps your mind and creative thing just floating, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm home just, you know, behind the board just thinking about a master plan right now on what's my next move, you know. I mean, I got a couple of master plans, but you know what I mean? I'm trying to come with that real killer one that is like, wow, he started that, you know? So yeah, that's what really
A lot of
inspired
small
me.
steps, one big movement.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you
That's
know,
what it is.
think,
That's all it is.
come on now, you know what I'm saying? So you got the new album coming out. Let's talk about that a little bit. Power Rules.
Power Rules, you know what it is.
Yeah, actually, if I'm not mistaken, that actually comes in November 11th, correct?
It's
Next
dropping
week.
in a couple of days, yo.
Oh, my goodness.
Next Tuesday, I believe, yo.
Oh, damn. And listen, actually, if I'm not mistaken, I played some of your cuts tonight off that.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
definitely play like two cuts out of it.
Yeah. Which joint you rock?
Real good question. I gotta look for it. But I had played two joints actually. You had sent me, and
Okay, well, one of them was not on Power Rule. I sent you got three. You got the single. You got one off the one with Jay-Z on the hook.
Yeah,
that's the one.
that's the one.
That's
Fucking
off the
Critics.
Power Rules. Yeah.
Fucking Critics is ridiculous, my
fucking
dude.
Critics. Yeah.
That shit is bananas.
Feeling
and then
that, feeling that.
I Shot You Down.
That
was it.
They Shot You Down. That's the single. Yeah, that's the single right now.
Yeah, so definitely, I kind of knew, I had a feeling that was actually from the new upcoming album. So, all right, so
we do want to take a minute though, just to let you, let the fans know how to get at you.
Oh, you can get at me on the
website,
MySpace.
you know?
Yeah, MySpace/PR Terrorist. That's the correct spelling. PR like Puerto Rico and terrorist. That's basically it. Get at me right there, man. You know, any questions and you want to book, do anything like that, get at me right there. I mean, for business, you can get at me on my Gmail, napalmnewbreed@gmail.com.